everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson here. I wanted to give you a quick look at my beautiful puppy girls, Zoe and Lulu, as they always come and sit on the bed when I'm going to do a live show of The Doctor Is In right now, coming to you from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Happy Hump Day Wednesday to you all. Want to make sure everyone's hopping on in right now. I've got a real exciting show for you today, so make sure, if you haven't done so already, click in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You see the notification button. And when you tap that notification button, what that will do is that will let Facebook know, and Facebook will let you know when I am on doing my show. That way you can come and interact with me in real time. Now, I always do my Doctor In live shows Monday through Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Central, 1:30 Pacific. And today's topic is going to be about how to increase your sales ratios with a very cool tool that I was introduced to about 6 weeks ago from a good friend of mine, Ed Zimbardi. If you're not following Ed, you really need to go follow Ed, because he is just one of the most servant leaders out there in the industry, and he's committed to helping as many people as possible achieve success online, doing it the right way. And so I want to give you a little bit of background. Typically, you know, when people when you're doing online marketing, you're always going to have to do some form of personal contact, whether you're doing a Skype call or a phone call to close the deal, because people do business with those who they know, like, and trust. And doing that little bit of interaction builds that like and trust factor, and it really tips the scales in with whether people are going to decide to do business with you or they're going to do it with someone else. And for me, the phone has always been a huge challenge in my life. For some of you who may not know, I am 50% deaf. I've been that way all my life. And so for me, the phone has been a huge, huge challenge for me. I mean, I can tell you, and if you asked any of my friends or family members, I would drive them crazy because I would pass the phone to them. I mean, if I had to make a phone call, I literally would have panic attacks. I would, you know, I would get short of breath, and I would be on the verge of throwing up. My panic attacks of using the phone were so bad that I couldn't even order a pizza on the phone. That's how bad my panic attacks were. And as time went on, I began to be more comfortable being on the phone and talking with people. And that has served me well. But now a big challenge for me has come up where I have to do three-way calls. And that's almost impossible for me, because if there's more than one person on a call, all of a sudden what I hear, you know, and this is just because of my hearing impairment, and even with hearing aids and with the most customized technology out there for me, it feels like, you know, on Charlie Brown with Miss Othmar, you know, they always had the adults kind of like going, wah, 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 wah. That's almost what it sounds like to me. And it makes it very difficult to understand, especially if I've got people on who are from another country and they have an accent. And I don't have that ability to read lips or body language to help me understand what they're saying. And it can at times be embarrassing. So 6 weeks ago, I ran into Ed, and Ed was introducing a new tool called that he's been using to help improve his closing ratios. And it's called Zoom.us. Zoom.us. And what that is that this is a screen share. It's like an online meeting place where you can screen share and you can have multiple people come on. It is a free service and a premium service where you have to pay. But what I like about with the free service is that you can do up to a 40-minute meeting. Hi, Candace. Glad to have you on the show. And with this, what you can do is you can have more, I like doing my 3 ways on this because now I can see people and I can read their body language and we can have a great discussion, and I'm now using technology as an advantage. Now you're probably thinking, well, Doc, that's great. You can use the Zoom.us, but how is this going to improve my closing ratios? Here's what Ed taught me to do, and I think this is so good, is that one of the things that I like about Zoom.us is that you can share your screen. And Candace, yes, it is an excellent closing tool. And what you do is you're going to want to share, if you're offering a digital product, you can show how you can use that digital product or digital tool. If you have a membership site that you're selling, you can show the back office to your prospects so that they know what they're getting when you're talking to them about your product, service, or business. This is a really great way for people to, physically experience what they're going to be receiving. And you're doing the talking with them. You're pointing out things. Now, here's one thing that you have to understand, that you just can't, get a lead on right away and then take them and use the Zoom tool and do the sharing of the back office or product demonstration right off the bat. You don't want to do that. Now, last night I was on a live stream by one of my good friends, April Marie Tucker, who is a 6-figure, a top industry producer in the home business industry. She has been in the home business industry for 7 years. She went from being a broke cocktail waitress, single mother of 3, to now she's got a huge organization that she's built. And she too used to be apprehensive on the phone. But what she's learned to do to connect with her leads, and over the last 7 years, she's enrolled over 700 people into her organization. What she does, and she gave just this amazing bit of advice. She said, lose the outcome when you make the initial contact. So when they give you your phone number, that means they want to talk to you, is lose the outcome that they're a sale. What you want to do is you want to help them with their problem. And you want to be someone who's there to provide a solution. You're a teacher and problem solver. So when you get them on the phone, you want to, connect with them, obviously. And, and before you even get them on the phone, see if they have a Facebook account, if they've given you their first and last name, and see where they're from. If they gave you your phone number, you could type in the phone number and find out what area of the country they're in. And you start with some small talk, and you get the focus on them. And you talk with them, and you find out, what are you doing? What inspired you to start a home business? What lifestyle changes? Hey, Jeff, glad to have you on the show. What lifestyle changes have happened to you recently that are making you want to go into a home business? What struggles are you having right now? Answering those questions. And then when you get to a point, then when they make a confession or a complaint, then you can introduce what you have to offer, because you want to establish that bond first. Now, you may not have time to do that screen share the first call, so you may want to schedule, and the key to good prospecting is that you never leave a call without setting another appointment, whether you're going to do a follow-up via a text message, or you're going to do an email, or you're going to do a phone call, or you're going to do a Zoom call. And that is very, very important when you are following up with your leads. If they're leaving you a phone number, they want to be contacted. And I can't tell you, I've closed sales and acquired coaching consults, and clients, just because I did that extra step. And I met with them, and I talked with them, and I found out what their needs were. And when you do that, you're going to see just a huge, you're going to see an increase in your conversions. Now, over the last couple of days, I have talking to you about Twitter and how you should using Twitter as a sifting and sorting mechanism, okay? Yesterday I shared when you do Twitter and you're doing up to following 1,000 people a day, out of those 1,000 people, you get about maybe 200 to 300 people who are going to follow you back. And if you follow what I've been telling you using the tool Status Brew, and you send out that initial message saying, are you using Twitter for personal or business, you're going to get about maybe 25 to 30 responding to you back telling you what they're doing. And then out of those 20 to 30, you can then invite them to Facebook, and you'll probably get about 8 to 12 coming to Facebook, looking at your website, and you can set up a call, or you can use Zoom share, and you can talk with them before you start sharing your screen about what you can do. What you can also do, and I've done this too with people, especially if we get the conversation to Facebook, I have used the Zoom, and I screen share, and we look at their fan page, and I give them tips on how to optimize it. Or I will look at their Facebook personal profile and give them some tips on how to optimize their profile page so that they can get more engagement, and teaching them some types of content. So that's another way you can use the Zoom, okay, zoom.us, to make connections with people. And when you do this, people are going to see you as the authority. They're going to know, like, and trust you. And they're going to buy from you down the road. Now, you don't know when that sale is going to happen. It might happen today, might happen down the road. I mean, I've had some people who I've had on my list for 3 years that have finally purchased a product from me or finally joined me as a rep in my business. Okay? That's what happens if you get them on your list and you keep providing them value and you're following up with them and coming from a true servant heart that you're a teacher and problem solver and you're there for them to help them succeed, you're going to really increase your closing ratios. Did you find this video helpful today? Leave me a comment below and tell me what your biggest takeaway is. And while you're doing that, I want to make sure that you're aware of a very special training tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern done by my good friend and Twitter marketing expert, Adam Chandler. Now, some of you may not know Adam's story, but Adam was someone who worked as a copywriter in many different newspapers, and he's someone who loves to snowboard and ski, and he actually had a job on in Colorado, I believe it was. It was either in Vermont or Colorado, where he would direct people on at a ski resort to go which trails. And he lost his job to a block of wood. I hope he shares that story tonight because it's absolutely, it's amazing how he tells it. And basically that block of wood was where they would direct people to go to the different trails. So Adam learned how to leverage Twitter in using automation. And he is able to generate at least a minimum of 12 leads a day. And now he leads a lifestyle where he only needs to work on his business a few hours a day, and now he does whatever he wants. He's a lifestyle entrepreneur. He goes off and he snowboards. He loves going to music festivals. He also loves to travel, and he loves going on nature hikes and everything. He went on a trip to Yellowstone and out in the Tetons and Wyoming and was sharing his pictures. I mean, he's living the life of his dreams. And tonight he's going to break down exactly what he does with automating Twitter so that people not only engage with you, but you can drive traffic to your website and you can close sales. So he's doing a very special training tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I want you to do is I want you to get on that training. So I want you to head over to webinar.drlisamthompson.com, webinar.drlisamthompson.com, webinar.drlisamthompson.com. Fill in your information, register, and arrive 15 to 30 minutes early to assure your spot. There's going to be a ton of people on. We actually, the last time he did a training back in March, people got kicked off because there were too many that were coming on, and they could not get on the training. I don't want that to happen to you. And once you've registered, please reach out to me on Facebook. Send me, either follow me or send me a Facebook message. Let me know that you're going to be on, and then that way, while he's doing the training, I can be available to answer any questions that you have. So go register right now at webinar.drlisamthompson.com. I'll see you tonight, and then make sure you tune in tomorrow where we'll talk about more tips and strategies of how you can build a buyer's audience on social media. So have a good night, everybody.